Pressure. Something every species needs to adapt to. Every living thing needs to deal with it, and it is always different. Some species had it easy, with resources aplenty, predators few, and possibly even a crash landing from a more advanced civilization to kickstart them on their path to the stars. This was the story of the Hoku. When they entered the galactic stage with their technology they barely understood, resources plenty, and attitude always so peaceful, it attracted the attention of some unsavory folks. It wasn't even a year before they cracked under the pressure that the new environment and new predators brought. They had their species knocked back to even less than they had before, back to square one. Barely any pressure and they snapped like a twig. So no pressure is bad, obviously. Never learning, never struggling, never needing to try, and when you do it is already far too late. How about we take a look at another species, the Kricks. The Kricks had many disadvantages compared to the Hoku. They didn't have space travel gifted to them from dumb luck. They didn't have a predator-free world, and they actually needed to struggle. Once they reached the rest of the universe, this served them well. They at least understood the technology they had. They knew what hostility was, and they managed to stay out of trouble for the most part. Then again, you probably never heard of the Kricks, or the Ook, or the Gotaik, or the dozens of other species that followed the same path. A quiet life in the universe, maybe trading with some neighbors, maybe just keeping to themselves, most just trying to survive. They had enough pressure when they were being molded to not break, when they were brought to the larger stage. Simple coal, fuel in a machine of the universe turning away. No pressure leads to extinction. Some leads to inaction. What does self-inflicted lead to? Self-inflicted leads to the scrap most of the time. Races that struggled, races that needed to fight for their resources, and races that took much longer to make it to the stars. When they came through, they were ready. Having gotten the experience from their history, many continued their fights to the stars. This time, though, they had new opponents. The sticks of the universe were easy pickings. The coal was a bit harder, but not too much of an issue. If two species found the other, though, that's when issues arose. Too much pressure and you shatter, no matter how strong you are. A diamond is forever, until you hit it with a big enough railgun. No pressure leads to extinction. Some leads to inaction. Self-inflicted leads to triumph and downfalls. Then we get to the humans. By all estimations, a species like theirs shouldn't have existed. They had pressure from everywhere. Their planet was a death world. Their bubble of space devoid of resources. Their wars often and brutal. Crush a diamond too much and it will fuse and explode, burning up the species with it. With humans it didn't happen though. Every single other species could fall into the four sections of twig, coal, diamond, burnout. Humanity created a new category though. Through all their struggles they became a black hole species. All the pressure put on them from outside influences only fed into their abilities. They created new technology with what was thought to be useless materials. They mastered war 1,000 times over, with every type of weapon and combat style imaginable. They turned that death world into a flourishing one, and even settled on others to do the same. Whatever you throw at the humans, they will just find a way to absorb it and make themselves stronger. Pressure crushed humanity far past any other species, and created something terrifying. Even as peaceful as they are, even as helpful and social and caring as humanity seems to be as a whole, everyone knows the truth. The pressure they could exert on every single species will be enough to snap us all like twigs.